Hello, hello, hello. Come on in. Making a few adjustments over here, so we're a little bit later than we hoped, but I think we're in good shape. So, when those of you are there, here, it works out good. So, anybody out there? So I'll give it just a couple seconds here longer and minutes here. Say hi if you can, where you're at. So yeah. Oh good, we got a comment. Happy New Year, awesome. 40 Celsius with wind chill here in Saskatchewan. Oh, minus 40, yeah. Yikes. Making some ice there. But here we have it's in the 20s Fahrenheit. So it's like a summer vacation for you here. We did get some snow last night, but the main roads are all wet and drivable. It's getting salt spray on everything, but yeah. Well, Georgia. All right, well, let's get started. I have this cute little bag that I stole from my daughter Maris, and I think it's that time of year where you want to. I know I do. I don't know if anybody else is feeling that. Anybody feeling it's nice to go into the studio, clean it up, reorganize your tools, dump out all the dry clay, yeah, and kind of reorganize. So I thought it was kind of fun to reorganize into one of these Sula bags. These are kind of new on the market, a little over a year, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but they're a great company from California, and Andy is kind of the main guy, and yeah, so a little shout out to Sula. Good work. They're making fun stuff, and I think it's so nicely organized for different things. So I thought it'd be good just to talk about tools today and kind of give us a good start. And as you're preparing, and we're gonna, if you're new to ceramics, this is a little bit good for you as well too, because I think a good start would be is what you want to start with. And of course we got to start with GR Pottery Forms first, right? And we have this new little, we kind of making these little rearrangement of the individual forms. So all these, you can buy these individually separately, but we kind of group them together, so it kind of gives you a little selection. And this is our new OG. I'm going to set this off the side for a second. It fits in this little bag really nicely. And this is our OG starter set. And so we also have a little RD2 starter set, but maybe you want both. But it gives you kind of 6 different manageable forms that are really have lots of options for using, and especially if you're new to clay, like I can only imagine where your head's probably spinning of where to start, where to go, but yeah, this is I think a really good starting point for you. It also even has an orange a round form in there, and then a square one, so kind of a little taste of making your own dinnerware. So yeah, this is a little side tangent since we're live. Hello Sacramento, hello Pakistan. Oh, thanks for being here. Hopefully we can talk soon here in the new year. And Dominican Republic. And so yeah, and Greenstone Industries is a tool maker in Pakistan, and they make a lot of the American tools that you see here. So it's good to have them on here, because I think this will be good kind of indication of kind of the U.S. tool market. So hopefully that kind of helps. But I'm just going to show some variety of things that I like to use too. So yeah, so this is our little OG starter set, and OG is the original angle that we have on the side, and it kind of can create so many different options for making a lip on the outside of it to just kind of making it kind of what the form is about. And so it gives you lots of different options to be able to create some things that you're hoping to create. So, hello. Somebody got a gift. Jana got a gift certificate. All right. Spend. Happy spending, right? And so, yeah. And so, I know because I can sense the anxiety. I've done enough classes with beginners, intermediate, advanced students. So, throughout all levels, people are anxious about the options. And so, don't feel alone. Feel like you're the only one wondering what you should do. I think that's why probably people are coming to this site right now, is because you're all in the same boat. Even me too. It's like I had a little bit of time here during the break to make stuff, and it's hard to where to start, right? So I think hopefully you can put that out on paper, make it a little sketchy in your sketchbook. Get a sketchbook. I thought it was funny on the radio the other day. Somebody talked about how the radio, even, right? This is for us old people. Could be maybe for younger people a podcast, but on the radio they were suggesting the one person likes to buy a new journal every year because hopefully that'll magically put everything in order for the year. And I think that's so true. But we're all there. We all kind of have that feeling. So hopefully this is the year that we all can make good goals and stick to those goals, right? And so so many fun things to do with clay. There are so many fun things out there and so many options. So I think try to kind of narrow your vision and stick to a couple things and just try to figure those out as much as possible. Because each stage along the way you can kind of start to get re-overwhelmed. Like, I thought I learned this, and then no, it's a whole new thing, right? And some people like me, that's why I like it, because I can bounce from one thing to another to keep me interested. So yeah. So hopefully this inspires you and encourages you. But let's get on this here, Jeff. All right, forms. We got forms taken care of. I would just pick 3 or 4, 5 forms, maybe a little grouping like this, and then just kind of figure out, how do you like to do the edge? How do you like to drape it? Do you like to press it into foam? Do you like to, I suggest, not the foam. I suggest draping, adding a foot, cleaning that leather hard, letting it dry in a non-drafty area. And so, it's, so I think there's some simple things, but it's just kind of like deciding to make a cake or a pie. Like, what kind of frosting are you going to use? What kind of batter are you going to use? It's all the same stuff, right? So, yeah. If you're going to go fishing, you got to figure out, okay, what kind of fish I want to catch. And so do you want to make sculptural or functional pieces? So, all right, so let's just dig in here. And I kind of put in here my essential things. Like, if I were going to go to a studio outside of here for the day and work, these are the things I would want to bring. So I think the most important thing is a wire tool. And to start, so you can cut clay. This one is a Kemper, kind of traditional American wire tool. Here's a little fancier one, American-made Kentucky Mudworks. I really like these, and if you really want to put a lot of pressure, you can put these down. What was I thinking? I also have some really fun Diamond Core tools that I got for Christmas from Diamond Core. That one is this really cool wire tool that has kind of like looks like spool of fishing line, and then that'll help you kind of put it down closer to the bottom. So if you're throwing on a wheel, it'll help you cut that bottom really close to the work surface. So yeah. So I also, back to forms, I guess, I like to have some of these spacers with me, because if I'm going to make a lip outside of the form, I need these spacers to kind of help manage that. And so I try to keep, I think there's another one in here too. Yep. There's a couple of 1/4 inch ones and a couple 1/2 inch ones. So that'll give me a start. So yeah. So if I want to add a lip outside, that's what I would use for. So I love this in this bag. Oh, there's a Cheerio. That's important. Sula has these fun little. This is a clay bag tie, but in the middle here, if you can see it. Hopefully you can see it in there. I had it. It says it in the bottom. It's embroidered in there. You do you. I love that. So they are such smart. They're smart with their little design features and making it fun and usable. So I'm just gonna stick these. And there's some pockets inside too that I didn't even really utilize, but there's like pockets everywhere, so it's great. The top doesn't zip, which I think is also nice because you can fit more stuff in there. And then the handles, I'm just gonna tuck these in here so I can kind of go through these pieces one at a time. Texture roller. These are MKM version, and you can switch out this. And I even, so there's all kinds of options. It's really good. You can make these out of clay, but you can make your own little texture tools as well. And I love to experiment with different things, and if you're not quite, you want to kind of personalize it and make it your own. So then I made these little spacers here so it would stay in one spot. And so then you can, make this so you can make lines or whatever. So it looks a little more organic as this handmade, and yeah, you do you. Or they have these ones that are already kind of pre-made if you want to make a line, so they make a variety of them as well. So just one option of the thousands. Speaking of textures, Debbie Dela Cruz has these Dela Designs, have these fun kind of round 3D printed textures. There's a new company out of Czech Republic, which I was able to visit, and they're a great company, but young, so kind of figuring things out. But they make these fun rollers. They have all different kinds of things as well. See, here I am sidetracked. I was supposed to just do what was in the bag first, right? And then I want to talk about everything. I'm really intrigued by these I think they're rubber. They're made in China, kind of imported project, but you can switch out. I got these from Clay Planet, my buddy Matt over at Clay Planet in California. So let's see if I can pull this apart real quick here. Hope this is helpful. Hope just a quick thing, so then you can change out the texture. And I'm really intrigued with these, with the new RD2, or our bowl bundle that we have. That includes RD2s and OGs. This has been working really nice to make a side. And it's so interesting, like you look at what the texture is, and then how it translates onto the clay is completely different. So you could spend the whole year just trying to figure out what kind of texture items you want to use, right? So yeah, but But you can go, it can get crazy, right? You can get overwhelmed really fast, like which texture to use. Where you can just go back to simple, and this is the other one that I'm intrigued with. If you've been watching some of the videos lately, this is a standard wood rib that comes with all Kemper pottery tool making kits. So then you may even have this already, find tools that you don't use, and then think about how I can use it. This works wonderfully to make a kind of a rib texture or like a ridge. Yeah, so go back and look at some of those as well. So, all right, moving on. So, sorry, I can't forget. Then there's all these rollers, sweet rolling pins, and this is Jessica's from Clayshare. So lots of different rolling pins out there as well. Love to go to. I'm a big fan of. Which I bet you some of you are too. Going to kitchen stores. That's trouble for me. It's good. It's good too. Like if I need like to kickstart my creative brain or whatever. Like if I can go in there with a coffee and usually my own kind of time to bounce around. Oh, that's my favorite thing to do is you go to a kitchen store. All right, actually I think I have these on 2 different places, so I'm gonna pull these out. Ribs. This is if you're new to clay, ribs. These are really vital, and my suggestion, it's my own personal suggestion, as you can see. I love these yellow ribs. And I think the yellow ones are ideal because it's got this nice flex. Sorry for a little tangent. But our son Amos, our youngest, he is into hockey. And he wanted a new stick for Christmas, hockey stick. Well, they're like, it's insane the options that there are. There's link, there's flex, there's the bow of the end, and they all have these different acronyms that you have to kind of learn, and he's learned them all, of course, and so yeah, and every stick there's like 3 or 4 stick manufacturers, and they all have their own little lingo, but yeah, so yeah. Oh, sorry to read some of the comments here, and yeah, Luann, you might need you might need a cargo truck, right? Like some of us, I need one. I could use one too. Not picking on you. That's why it's nice to confine what we're dealing with in our little our adventure. Oh, you think that? Okay, it looks like that, but. Yeah, interesting, and that's a good point. Greenstone is talking about, and they would be the experts, right? Like how many different options of wood there could be for this simple tool, right? Yeah, I have a Dirty Girls one here too, which is made out of oak. Some type of wood, the quality of wood, and. There's all these subtle things about, you can tell like this hole isn't drilled with that much care, so this is a cheap $3-4 rib, right, where you get $8 version or $15 version, or you get into a good friend Troy Bungart who hand picks wood and spends 30 minutes on each tool, so then then you're getting the $40-50 range of ribs and tools. So yeah, but good point though. But yeah, it's but I think too, my point too is that you don't have to have super fancy to make amazing things too. So it's yeah, that's kind of what you want to do. Or if you need to prance around with your cute little designer bag, then then you got to have good stuff in here, like diamond core tools, or yeah. So yeah. All right. So where are we going? Ribs. Sorry, I got off track. I tried to wait for my coffee for the day, So during the live, so it kind of keeps me a little bit on track. But yeah, that's my ADHD drug. I don't know. Self-diagnosed. Self. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. So I like these yellow ribs, and also they make orange ribs or orange. This is I keep wanting to say orange. Maybe it's the bag or something. It's drawing me to say orange today, but red ribs are really good for throwing, I think. And I'm a really feely guy. Like what I have in my hand has to feel a certain way, and I have not been able to get used to aluminum or stainless steel or like kind of metal type ribs. But those are out there too. Maybe that's better for you. I know they're really good at refining things, but maybe that's why I'm not the best at refining my pottery. I like to just make it quick and lots of multiple pieces, and so yeah. There's definitely other options. So I'm just kind of showing you what I'm using. So, well, since we're on mud tools, hopefully some exciting things will happen this year with mud tools. I'm kind of collaborating with them a bit. But they have a couple other tools that I like to have in my bag here. One is their do-all tool. And this is great for if you're using trimming potter's wheel. It's also probably even really good cleanup tool. It's got this kind of squared edge. I'm going to put it against this thing here. Maybe you can see it better. And so it's got this like squared edge and then kind of a rounded edge, curly edge. So it kind of gives you different options of depending on what the little space you're trying to get into. So this is a good. You probably have seen me use the Dirty Girl slingshot tool, but this is another great version. Mud Tools has this, so it's really nice for kind of carving away clay. This is probably even really good sculptural. Michael Sherrill from Mud Tools, he is definitely. I don't know. This is my own opinion, so it is what it is, right? But feels like he has a really good sculptural 3D brain. So this tool that really kind of works with him. Where it could be simple. These are really inexpensive ways, but it still has this nice kind of wire tool to cut. It's I think called a harp tool. All right, what else here? Yeah, I mentioned Diamond Core. Diamond Core has a variety of kind of highly engineered things that are really nice quality. They come in a nice package. You can get your name engraved on them and everything. But these are used for making those segmented, divided trays. So it might be a good thing to experiment with these to make a foot or a handle. So these are a really good option. Brushes. I just kind of put 3 of them in here because these are kind of 3 style brushes. And I am not a brush expert. I am not a drawer, painter, surface person. I am a functional maker of objects. So I love to kind of think about what that object is being used for and put like kind of glob kind of glaze on there to kind of let the material do the talking of everything. So let me see if there's some questions out here. It's been a little hard to do both, but oh yeah, Luann has a 4-wheel rolling bag for sure. Do you have any eyelash curlers in your magic bag, Christina? No, maybe I should, but no, I think that could be I could see where that could be a good tool to use. But
Christina had a good comment earlier too. She said she uses her husband's cheap saw blades to make texture. Sorry.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of a fun idea.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's the thing. Found objects are the greatest thing for texture, right? Yeah. So Natalie asked about selling this bag. We currently we're not, but there's a lot of distributors that are selling them. or you can go directly to Sula and get them from them. And so I think they have an Etsy account or something like that. But yeah, maybe in the new year I might be selling a few of them, but because they're fun to have like at shows and conferences or time to time, just kind of helping you find those as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
They've got their own website.
yeah, get them right from them.
Hey Sula.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, that's true. I don't know if you heard. Maybe you can put it.
I'll put it in the comment or in the description after it posts.
Yeah, okay, great. There you go, and it'll be in the description afterwards if you still need it. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Luann says, well, I think that's something you'll need to figure out, Luann, if you're going to be traveling with me as my baggage carrier. You're gonna have to figure out if you can check this or carry it on. So I'm imagining, all fun aside, that you if it's got sharp objects, you probably want to check it. I don't think you want to risk them taking those things away from you. So yeah. So okay, back to paintbrushes. So 3 types. This one is the one I've used the most probably in my day. I actually cut the handle shorter because I wanted to have a certain amount of bristles on there that would have enough water, and like if I'm going to slip and score, I might use this to dip. And I would bet those in these lives you haven't seen me use this brush. Only if I'm doing large production, like and where the clay starts drying out as I'm making it, then I would use some moisture to kind of help even things out. Now this one, I love these calligraphy style brushes. These are, to me, the funnest from doing it. If I'm going to do any type of decorating, this is what I like to use. It's got this really kind of fine tip, and yeah. And then this one is there's a bunch of varieties of different ones of these in sizes, but these are great to apply like underglaze, like layers of, and add material really well. So this is a really good brush for that. So yeah. Oh, EH got a bag from Sula. Lucky you, see? Fill it up, fill it up. Sponges. What else is in here? Oh, everybody's got to have GR Pottery Forms measuring tape too, right? So hopefully if you see me along the way, you'll this one's got some dust in it. Oh, we're good thing to have as well. These are really nice sponges, so if you're really particular with type and style of sponges, these are made by Mud Tools, and I know this was part of the thing that was lost in their storm, their sponge making area. So I'm not sure how long it'll be before you can get these again, but if you see these online or in a distributor, and they could start to disappear for a bit, and then hopefully they'll be able to start making them again soon. But they're really fun, different types of sponges. Yep. All right, I'm going to go now to the critical GR Pottery Forms tools. Find them around in the bag here. And then I might, then if you guys have any questions about tools, actually I'll talk about a few other ones in here after this little section here. Okay, so these are the kind of 3 tools that we buy products and then alter them for you to use. The Mud Tools rib, this is great for making a notched rib, and these are the ones we sell. But I have even, and hopefully in the new year there'll be new one coming from Mud Tools, but I have made it so it's got different size grooves in it. So, and I have another one here where if I'm throwing and want to get into the inside part of the bowl or cup or mug or whatever cylinder, I can use this, and it has 2 different types of edges. So definitely, especially with the older tools you haven't used, like to just cut them up. You can just cut them with a scissors and use a Dremel tool to kind of smooth it out. Just like this regular cylinder sanding bit would work to little sandpaper to clean up the edge. Yeah, so that's the rib. Then this compass. This is the Sioux tool, we call it, and it's just a math compass, school educational math compass that you could use for. I'm using it to measure, especially lips, and then where I put the foot, and so it's kind of a version of like a caliper. You know how you use a caliper to kind of measure distances and spaces and gaps? That's kind of what I'm using this for. And we had just altered this by sanding a dowel that will fit into where the pencil went, and that will then glide along the clay without making it too much as well. So then there's that, and then our corn skewer turned foot maker. And this has been a really nice one that I was really fortunate to find in the beginning. It has these really stiff things that are slightly bendable, but for the most part maintains their shape. I think I have it. I think maybe it's still in the bag here. Where was that at? Yeah, here it is. I thought I had another one here too. So it's sometimes even helpful. It just depends. Like I cannot have distractions, or I get sidetracked, right? So instead of me bending this and rebending it the next time, I just use a second one, so I have two different widths of bends. So if I want to make a really small foot, then I would use this one. This is my standard one here, is the one I would like to use. But yeah, so it's also helpful to have multiples. And that was in the bag. I would take both of those with me. And so those are the kind of main things that we have altered, that we sell through here, or you can make them yourself, alter them yourself. We're best for you. And then the other other tools that I think are critical that I use every time that I make something are these other four kind of manufactured tools. This is imported, and I don't wonder if Greenstone makes these, but this is a really nice knife because it's got this really kind of rigid blade and then a nice handle. So it's a really nice utility knife for cutting slabs. I have, and maybe I'll talk about that in a minute, a variety of other different types of knives, but this is my utility go-to knife for just general kind of cutting. Then of course, most of you know that, if you know me, you know that I love this JA20 tool, and I really love it because it's got this kind of pointed end, which I can make lines or clean things up. Especially it helps to kind of clean up the foot when you're adding the foot. And then it also has this kind of round finger-like end that is great for an extension of your finger. So yeah. And I think this may be a Greenstone one here too, but these are really nice. It's got an aluminum center that makes it kind of really nice and smooth to hold on to, and it has a looped edge or a straight edge, and I really like the sharpness of this, so it's really nice to do some final cleanup. I don't like to do the leather hard cleanup unless I have to get into an area, because it's so sharp that it can gouge, but it is a really nice way to kind of clean up unwanted clay especially in the bone dry stage, but then also sometimes in the leather hard stage. And then I love to use this rasp, and Mud Tools makes one called a shredder. But this is made by Stanley, the U.S. tool company. They make it for wood and drywall, but I've seen chefs use it for, seen it online, whatever, Instagram. They're using it to shave away chocolate. So this shaving type thing works great for, as I was talking about, in that leather hard stage, especially for small trays and dishes where we're kind of cleaning up and smoothing off, removing a lot of unwanted clay. This is like the ideal tool that I use for that, to kind of readjust the sides to have them all be equal in measurement. So yeah, so those are the kind of the main tools that I use for GR Pottery Forums on a regular basis. These right here. So yeah, I guess it kind of adds up, but yep. All right, a few other things still in my bag. Pencil, Sharpie, you know where to find those. I'm particular with these really nice quality German ones. They've been around forever. And then a pony roller. These are a really nice thing for applying underglazes, adding texture. If you're hand building and you want to make the edge smooth, you can kind of run this along the edge. It's also great to make handles, like if you kind of shape a coil of clay to make a handle. And I actually hardly ever use this side, so maybe I would have a tool that was just this side. Because this side takes up a lot of space in my toolbox, but I don't even really use it. So maybe that's a good idea. Maybe in the new year I'm gonna just make one of these that doesn't have that side on there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here is a hot topic. That's funny. When I think about this, I always think about when Gretchen and I were first dating, and apparently I yelled kind of with a loud kind of voice, which I guess, now she's probably used to. Excited voice. I was just excited. I'm excited about knives and using the right knife for the job. And so I kind of have 3 different main go-to knives. I have had more in the past, but for now I have used these 3. So just a nice X-Acto knife is really good for really fine detail kind of finish work and also slab creation. So I'm going to make a spout. This is a tool that I would often use to help make that. Of course, the Dolan cutting knife is, there's nothing like it. It's I also like to use it to make holes. Maris was just here and made some those herb pullers, and so what's nice is that you can insert. It's kind of this kind of cone shape, right? So the further you push it into the clay, the bigger the hole will be. So you push it all the way in, you're gonna have a pretty wide hole. If you just push it in a little bit, you'll have a little hole. So medium size hole. So this is a fun thing to make. It's a great tool to make holes. So again, talking about spouts of teapots or other things like that, this is a great tool for that. So okay, we have a comment. Hello from St. George. Looking forward to visiting your booth at ClayCon. Yeah, totally. So that's in a week or so, week and a half. ClayCon West. It's in St. George, Utah. So yeah, so you should be there. So knives. So these are the 3 knives, and again, I talked about the utility knife, and then this X-Acto knife, and I haven't changed the blade in 15 years, probably about due. But it's kind of nice that it's got this kind of rigidity, and I think the length also matters of the knife that you're using. for the job that you're trying to accomplish. So, and at what stage of the clay that the clay is at to use those knives. So this is definitely so knives are kind of that topic. Trimming tools. You don't see me demonstrating a lot of throwing, but these are probably three. These are just two different versions of kind of a pear-shaped trimming tool. And in the U.S., we use these for some reason. Other places in the world doesn't seem to, but they are kind of a go-to to remove a lot of material from your clay. I think he's not around anymore. This was made by Buffalo. I think was it Buffalo something. So I don't think he's selling his tools right now. But this is more of Asian style tip. And I really like this one because it's I'm able to kind of cut the foot in there. It creates a different angle. Can remove a lot of kind of detail work as well. Oh, let's say Greenstone is saying this loop trimming is also our manufacturing sent all over the world. Yes, right. All right, yeah. So, and then this is the Kemper version, and this is a really nice one too for getting that detail work with potter. I used it a lot when I was first doing throwing, but then now I've Bison. Thanks, Birdhouse. Of course, you're always got the perfect good information. Yeah, Bison. Yeah, this is the Bison carbide tip one, and I have a couple other ones too, but this is the one I kind of go to. So these are great trimming tools if you're going to use any throwing. Scissors, everybody knows about a scissors. That's in my bag. It's helpful. Wire tool. I didn't really talk about this too much. These were, if I'm going to do some scoring and slipping, these are the two tools that I would use. I hardly ever add actual slip, but usually just moisture and the scoring tool. So this is another Kemper version of scoring tool. So, and then, I'm not sure where I got this blade, but I think that's it for the Sula bag. Thank you, Sula, for holding all the prized possessions. And then I just wanted to talk about a couple other little things I have in here. Little add-ons that maybe I made this, Stacy will be like this one. I don't know if you know if I made it, but when I was in Korea with a bunch of friends, Stacy included, I made this little hand created stamp. And so it's fun to make your own stamps. It's got like a pig nose on the one side. And I don't know why I made a pig nose. It had nothing to do with Korea. Just that I was having a fun time, and I think pigs are fun. So. And then it has a little elephant on the other side. From I think Emily might have been the first one to buy a hat that had this emblem on there of this elephant, this little kind of printed mark. So I thought, and then 4 or 5, I bought one from Eris, and so 3 or 4 other people bought them too. So I thought, oh, that's that little good memory of Korea. There's this little elephant. So, and then for my own particular stamp, I have the GR Pottery Forms icon kind of stamp here. So if I make anything GR Pottery Forms, I sometimes use that. And then on the other side, I have this kind of, and I tried to switch these every 5 or 10 years or so. So when I was doing heavy production, if you find a piece of pottery that has this kind of marking on it, that's one of I made during my production kind of stage. And I just cut a little bit of line in there, so it kind of represents a J in a strange way. In my version, so I can just stamp the bowls with that for that as well. So we talked about Troy Bungart. He makes amazing kind of handmade brushes, and got some clay in here. Distracted, sorry. He makes a lot of these ribs too, so check him out, Troy Bungart. He's TEB is typically his little symbol. and you'll find him at Ensika usually selling his ribs in a hotel room or at a cafe. But yeah, and then again, for some reason I have this in here, but these MKM rollers are really nice. You see how I'm into these lines for some reason. For me, I talked about. I like that the materials are doing the speaking for me for my functional pottery, the glazes and the clay, and so the combination of the two of those, and so yeah, those. So for me, having lines in there kind of gives it. It doesn't distract from the material, but it helps to move the material around the surface of the piece. So yeah. These are kind of new things on the market. I think Green, I don't know if Green Stone's still on here, but I know they're making some of these as well. But this one is made by Mud Tools, and it's kind of a new like kind of stylus type piece. So again, probably a little more sculptural. If you want to kind of create ridges in your piece, this is a good kind of tool. There's a lot of these are popping up on the market currently. A lot of them come from the dental industry, where they're using to kind of sculpt and refine our teeth. So they're stainless steel, but if you need sculptural, textural, specific work, yeah. One of your best tools are your 10 digits. Yeah, that's Christina. Yeah, so these little guys here, right? Yeah, totally. Oh, Stacy, did you have a year of winging it? I don't know. We'll have to chat about that here. But I don't know. Seems like you made some pretty nice refined pieces in 2024. I don't know if they were winging it kind of pieces, but keep working on it. Oh, thanks for the nice wishes, everybody. Happy New Year. And hello from Vancouver. It's a wonderful area in the world. Yeah, windy, cold and windy, right? I have these little pair of tweezers that are really nice. If you this is a fun decorating tool. Getting on little side topics here. This pin striping that you can buy at auto stores, and it's pin striping for your car, but it works really good. It's self-adhesive, so you can make decorations on your pieces. You may have seen those online, and then I use these tweezers to kind of remove that material. So yeah. Jeff the Tool Time, yes, definitely. Joe the man's on here. Everybody, if you are not signed up for Claycon West, Joe is one of the organizers. Him and his wife and family and staff kind of manage Claycon West. So definitely Joe is the guy to talk to if you have any questions about Claycon West. But I'm not going to be here this year. Make sure to put that on your calendar for next year for sure. So it's usually around the Martin Luther King holiday weekend, so in January. So put that on for next year. So thanks, Joe and team, for all that you do, and I'm excited to come see you soon. So yeah. Anybody else? Oh, Joe asked, does the pin striping stick to glaze? I think it does a little bit. I think you want the glaze. I would say some glazes. Some are kind of soft and kind of. And I'm really not the expert, but I'm just gonna throw it out there just because you're here. But some of the firm glazes, I think it would work really well too. So, kind of one of those experimenting test things as well, right? So, I think if you put underglaze under there prior to or fire it, so that's always are the kind of techniques, and these are the kind of things you would learn at Claycon West with their variety of different presenters that they have there. So yeah. Oh yeah, Christina made an RD2 plate. with pinstriping tape. Yeah, it's kind of fun stuff, huh? Oh, Joe's saying the masking tape doesn't do it as well. Yeah, I think that's why artists have gone to this pinstriping, because that adhesive is has a pretty good bonding agent on there, because it's got to stay stuck to a car, so it's a pretty quality adhesive on there, and it's fairly cheap too. So yeah, it's definitely a good tool, and definitely available in all different widths of striping. So this particular one is eighth of an inch. So yeah. All right. Well, I didn't realize. Look at all these tools. I guess one final thing to say is I also love these little bins, and so this is usually what I take when I'm traveling to shows, because then I can put a lid on it and kind of keep them contained in my suitcase. Usually this is a good kind of measurement. But one thing I just want to say about that was, that's the basic general, right? Is I have a couple of them here, so I kind of keep the ones that are maybe if I need another one or somebody else, or one tools I'm not using as often, I might keep in there. But yeah, stamps, different things. So I like to kind of have 2 or 3 different levels of containers. So what's my go-to travel ones, and which ones are ones I just want to keep them around on hand. So yeah. Oh, Penny, you get a bowl bundle? Oh, good. Yeah, I am still excited about those, and hopefully we've refined them enough this year to kind of work a little better for people. But yeah, they make some lovely bowls, and I actually have one close right here. This is a fun. This one's just the 2 smallest sizes, the 6.5 RD2, and then 8-inch OG. And I put this used a brown clay and this kind of texture, and kind of then made squared off the outside edge at the end. So all kinds of options. So this would be, I think, lovely salad / pasta bowl. So yeah. Yep. Maybe I have a question for everybody. Speaking of pasta bowls, what do you think a pasta bowl should look like? I mean, to me that is do you think there's a specific bowl, and also a specific size? Like, when you say a pasta bowl, are you referring to like a big serving bowl, or are you referring to individual service, like if you ordered pasta at a restaurant, or you had people over for a dinner party and you wanted to serve them in a fancy dish or bowl? What is your kind of interpretation of what a pasta bowl is? So think about that. Let me know if you have any thoughts about that. Oh, thanks, Jana. My tangents. Yeah. Yeah, it's just who I am. I have to be me. The bag tells me you be you, so that's what I try to be. It's hard. It's hard being me sometimes. More low profile and wider. Good. That's a good thought, Joe. Can have a rim carrying, or just flat sidewalls. Yeah. Yeah, and then Penny says individual. I think individual ones would be fun to make, right? Because it's kind of pasta's a fun simple thing to make for a dinner party, and then if you spice it up by just having your own bowl, it kind of creates a conversation. So yeah, so here we go, Penny. This is the one for you. Use the top 2, 6.5 and 8, and yeah. So yep. Well, all right, everybody. I guess we'll wrap this up here. Unless anybody has any final comments, I'll just say looking forward to 2025. you know, it's been a crazy 10 years, and so I think the last couple of years I just have kind of been, you know, coasting. So we're gonna start to get meat a little more refined and try to have a little more kind of a little more specific information and more classes for beginners, because we really grateful and happy for all the support that most of you have been around for the 10 years. But I know there's a lot of new people out there that need some guidance and tap into our market. So yeah, so yeah, I love it. I thank you all for coming and listening to me and my tangents and my chuckle. Hopefully we'll see each other a lot in the new year. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, thank you everybody, and we will see you soon. Take care.